Who put God on trial? They say God will vindicate you. He will clear your name in broad daylight. He will expose the wicked. He will reverse fortunes. He will defend your honor in front of your enemies. It sounds righteous. It sounds comforting. It sounds like justice. But slow it down. Vindicate. To clear of blame. To prove right after being declared wrong. To justify. To defend against charges. Every definition assumes a courtroom. There is a charge. There is an accusation. There is suspicion in the air. There is guilt hovering like smoke. So let's tell the story plainly. A man is accused in the town square. His neighbors whisper. His reputation cracks. He pleads his innocence, but the crowd has already chosen its narrative. Years pass. Evidence surfaces. The lie is exposed. The town gathers again. This time they applaud him. They say, "You were right all along." That is vindication. But notice something. For years, he believed he had truly been stained. For years, he carried the weight of a false identity. Even when the crowd changed its mind, the story of accusation remained part of him. The courtroom never disappeared. It just reversed its verdict. Now bring that back to God. If God must vindicate, who filed the charge? If God is perfect, who accused him? If you are his creation, who accused you? Vindication only makes sense if guilt was believable. It only makes sense if innocence was temporarily uncertain. But how does the eternal enter uncertainty? How does truth stand trial? How does omnipotence require defense? If God publicly clears your name, that implies your name was truly stained. If righteousness must be brought to light, that implies it was once in darkness. But can light actually become dark? Or can darkness only be believed? Here is the fracture in the idea. If God vindicates, then he allowed condemnation first. If he allowed condemnation, then innocence was not secure. If innocence was not secure, then creation is unstable. And if creation is unstable, then God is not changeless. See how the logic collapses under its own drama? The ego loves vindication, because vindication keeps the story alive. You were wronged, you were attacked, but heaven will prove you right. The grievance remains real. The injury remains sacred. God simply takes your side. The courtroom stays open. True forgiveness does something far more radical. It does not reverse the verdict. It dismisses the case. Vindication says, the attack was real, but justice won. Forgiveness says, the attack never touched what you are. Vindication preserves the victim. Forgiveness dissolves the identity that needed defense. Imagine the man in the town square again. But this time, instead of waiting years for applause, he realizes something immediately. The accusation cannot define him. The crowd cannot stain him. Their words have no authority over what he is. Now, whether they condemn him or praise him, nothing real changes. There is nothing to clear, nothing to restore, nothing to defend. Now the courtroom evaporates. If God is infinite innocence, what would he need to vindicate? If love does not accuse, where would condemnation originate? Can perfection generate imperfection? Can innocence produce guilt? Or is guilt a belief held inside a mind that imagines separation? Maybe God will vindicate you is not about God changing his mind. Maybe it is about a mind that believed it was guilty, finally realizing it never was. Not proven right, not defended, not restored, just unchanged, eternally untouched. The ego wants public justice. Truth offers quiet certainty. The ego wants enemies exposed. Truth exposes illusion.
The ego wants the crowd to admit it was wrong. Truth needs no audience, because what is real cannot be threatened, and what is unreal was never on trial. There is no divine courtroom in eternity. There is no heavenly gavel. There is no cosmic reversal of fortune. There is only the recognition that nothing real was ever accused, and nothing real was ever guilty. Close the case.